3, 2, 1. I'll start my speech. Under the motion today, this House believes that feminist movement should aggressively oppose the K-pop industry. We, as the closing government side of the House, totally believe that this motion should stand. But before we proceed on, I proceed on glorifying my team wins. First, let me explain to you how this debate has been going so far. As the governing government proceed with their point, they failed to give us a proper view about the standardization which happened in the K-pop industry, which they only mention about the outer effect of how K-pop industry affect people around them. And as the leader of opposition, they continued and they give us a clashing point about the outer effect also, and how this K-pop industry actually bring a good impact towards the people around them. It gives them an option and everything. And followed by that, the opening government, the deputy prime ministers talking about no self-acceptance and within the people, which he trying to mention that it is about insecurities, and also about the deputy leader of opposition point that it is actually giving an option, and it is basically a supply and demand kind of thing in K-pop industry. Well, ladies and gentlemen, under those kind of point, we as the closing government side of the House, we totally believe that the idea that is brought up by them is totally less than what my previous speaker already brought us there. As we not only mention about the outer effect, but we also talking about the inside effect of how this kind of debate is actually defined, is actually going on. Let's first of all, my previous speaker mentioned about the labor violation, and also followed by that other beauty pageant represent more meaning than the K-pop industry, which already answered the leader of opposition, the opposition side of the House point, ladies and gentlemen. And followed by that, we also wanted to give some point of rebuttals, which in this I'm going to give 6 point of rebuttals. So first of all, I'm going to give my first point. First of all, if we're talking about other beauty standards, we see that Miss Universe and Miss are those kind of misses, or those other beauty pageants actually have another agenda, which not only showing that you have the inside, not only showing that you have the outside beauty, but also you have the inside beauty. And it is a really great movement, that is a really good agenda that creates another point of view towards people. People watch that because they appreciate what the works of this beauty pageant, the works of this, the contestant. And for the K-pop industry, it's more showing the beauty, the visuals, like my previous spec mentioned before. And followed by that, my second rebuttal will be that, as mentioned by the leader of opposition, that if beauty standard is an option, then how about the natural beauty? The natural beauty here I'm trying to say is that we have the natural beauty, but the culture of K-pop industry, or the culture of Korean, is that they are capable to do plastic surgery with such a low price, and also this kind of culture cannot be achieved in another country, and also it's going to create insecurities more in society. So because of that, the points there is already tackled by our argument on our point of rebuttals. And followed by that, my third argument will be the supply and demand. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if we wanted to look at this, then if there is a demand, we wanted to give a supply, right? But what if the demand is actually not a great kind of demand? What if it's a kind of demand that actually brought a society to the chaos, brought the society to the harmful effect, ladies and gentlemen? So yeah, as the K-pop industry, we strongly believe that the feminists should oppose this kind of act, because those kind of thing is only following the demand, because they wanted to gain profit more and more. So ladies and gentlemen, under those kind of point, we also believe that the third point of the leader of opposition, the opposition side of the House, has been tackled. And followed by that, the labor violation, as mentioned by my previous speaker. My previous speaker actually mentioned about the labor violation. First of all, they are pushed to work overtime, and also they have an eating schedule in which, if they gain more weight, in the case of Momo, the member of Twice, he is forced to eat ice cube in order to decrease the weight of her. And it is a really bad idea, it is a really bad view, ladies and gentlemen. And why the opposition side of the House wanted to say that it is radical for feminism to do this? No, it is not radical, it is more opposed It is opposing the true nature of K-pop industry, that is the ugly truth that all behind that is a wrong kind of behavior. It's a wrong forcing behavior. And followed by that, the K-pop industry failed K-pop industry make also one person died. Suli, for example. Suli, she support feminism movement in which she died because of what? Because the view that he wanted to, she wanted to bring. She wanted to bring up the braless movement, but no, because of that she cannot be idolized anymore. Because of that she's not the perfect kind of girl like before, and this kind of idea is actually brought us to the death of Suli. And this happened because of why? Because the K-pop industry failed to protect, failed to show what is the true beauty meaning, what is the freedom of speech meaning, ladies and gentlemen. As we proceed to our debate today, we actually found that the clashing point between those two teams before is actually not great. It's actually not great because they only talk about the outer effect and not talking about the inside effect of the idols, and they're just being idolized, and it has to be perfect, ladies and gentlemen. And my previous speaker or the member of government here already bring you the correct amount of arguments. The first argument which talking about the labor violation, and also showing you the right definition about how feminisms actually work. So ladies and gentlemen, we wanted to clarify our wins because of why? Because of 3 points of argument, and those points that has been mentioned by leader of opposition is slightly tackled by us, and the opening government slightly failed to give us a proper arguments and a proper clashing point in this debate. Ladies and gentlemen, under the motion today, this House believes that feminism movement should aggressively oppose the K-pop industry. We, as the government side of the House and as the closing government side, we strongly believe that this motion should stand. Thank you.